The Memphis 7, who were flagrantly fired by Starbucks, a federal judge ordered that they get reinstated, and then they struck the store the next day.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Last Week in Southern Labor is a segment that we do mostly every week where we tell you what happened in the labor movement in the South. We pull the information from Jonah Furman's newsletter, Who Gets the Bird?, which compiles all this information for the entire United States with his permission. So if you want to see what's going on outside of the South, subscribe to his newsletter, whogetsthebird.substack.com. It's a very, very good resource. I really enjoy reading it every week. So with that, let's jump into new organizing for the week of August 13th through August 20th. 70 workers for Liberty Utilities in Columbus, Georgia, are unionizing with the Utility Workers Union. 55 firefighters working for private firefighting contractor Constellus in Marietta, Georgia, are unionizing with the Transport Workers Union, TWU, Local 525. 42 stagehands, costumers, and others at the Robert W. Woodruff Arts Center in Atlanta, Georgia, are unionizing with IATSE, the International Alliance of Theatrical and Stagehand Employees. 7 workers who make transport concrete for Irving Materials in Scottsville, Kentucky, are joining Teamsters Local 89. And Huntsville, Alabama utility workers are seeking representation with the IBEW and are showing up at city council meetings to make their case. In strikes and bargaining, not a whole lot of updates, but the Memphis 7, which is an entire organizing committee, who were flagrantly fired by Starbucks months ago. A federal judge ordered that they get reinstated, and then they struck the store the next day. The Starbucks was granted a stay by the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals on the NLRB's order, so they have not been actually reinstated. They're not actually back at work yet, but hopefully we see that soon because that's, I don't know. It's crazy. You can go back and watch our coverage of that. In political fights, Starbucks continues to fire organizers and is calling foul against the NLRB, pushing for a national injunction on mail-in elections. The backstory of that is they're pushing for a national injunction on mail-in elections because they allege that one staffer at one NLRB regional office communicated with the union. They don't even specify like what the communication was or like whether it was bad or not. It's crazy stuff. There was a big update this week in the rail labor dispute, though, which is affecting 115,000 workers as the Biden-appointed Presidential Emergency Board issued their recommendations for a settlement, which triggers a final 30-day cooling-off period before any potential strike or lockout. The upshot of this is they recommend a serviceable wage package, but they do little to nothing to address the overwork and lack of time off for rail workers, which is what provoked strike threats earlier this year. Joe DeManuel Hall interviewed rail worker Ross Gruters for Jacobin. You can check that out. And some of the unions have issued tepid statements of disappointment without any commitment to push for a strike. So we'll see what happens there. American University staff in D.C. with SEIU Local 500 will be walking off the job on Monday. They did walk off the job on Monday. And I believe that they were able to reach a tentative agreement. So we'll probably have an update for you in next week's Last Week in Southern Labor. And finally, Baton Rouge, Louisiana transit workers with the Amalgamated Transit Union, ATU, Local 1546, have a new contract after years of negotiations. So congratulations to those folks.
I also want to send our shout out to the Columbus Education Association members who held a strike this week.
Yes. Yeah. That's
teachers in Columbus, Ohio, which is the largest school district in the state. They went on strike Monday, and last I heard, they have a tentative agreement, but I believe they are awaiting a vote on that tentative agreement.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.